Humans have been around for hundreds of thousands of years, which, when taken into consideration how old everything else is, like the trees, the universe, everything else, even other animals, it's not, it's a relatively short amount of time. Yet, in that short amount of time, we have done nothing but destroy each other. We've gone to war with each other. We've hated each other and continue to hate each other. Sure, I mean, we've brought attention to LGBT rights and minority rights, which, don't get me wrong, these are good things. It's great that, I mean, in comparison to not even 100 years ago, the same people who are being who are getting the attention they need now for their rights, or the same people who, if they walked out along the street too late, they would have been lynched, set on fire, thrown into a river. I'm not saying that this isn't a good thing, but, you know, humanity has a habit of creating another problem even bigger than the last every time a solution to the last problem is found. Which, our solution is really half-assed anyway. Like, sure, we can get all these corporate companies that put the rainbow on their logo every Pride Month, but like, that doesn't help anyone. These same corporate companies continue to destroy our environment, continue to destroy our bodies. We're heading towards a totalitarian society. People remain willfully ignorant and hateful towards each other, bickering, arguing for pointless reasons that don't even matter. Or they focus on an issue. I mean, the point is, humans spend more time arguing with each other than focusing on the actual problem. And this has always happened throughout history, time and time again. This video's purpose is to help you escape that trap. That seemingly endless, inescapable trap of just ignorance, of hate, of being taken advantage of being destroyed by those who are supposed to protect us. This video is meant to help you escape that generational trap. The generational trap of making the same mistakes that we've been making since the dawn of civilization. That is what I aim to do by the end of this video, to open your eyes and give you a way, give you an actionable step. If you watch Hamza's videos, you know what I'm talking about. The first thing I want to go over, the first thing I want you to understand is that every person that you meet now and that you will meet in the future is a part of the same species. Every person that you know and that you will know in the future, or that you will interact with, is human as well as you. That they are a part of the same species. The advice I'm going to give in this video will not work until you understand that the average person that you come across is not your foe. They are your friend. You are supposed to work together with them. You are supposed to help each other. Until you accept that, the advice I'm going to give in this video is going to be pointless. And you might as well click off now. Marcus Aurelius has a book called The Meditations on Stoic Philosophy, and he goes over this like more in depth. I'll throw up a quote right now. I actually have a page like taped up to my wall. I'll take a picture of it and like put it. I think I showed you this before, but point is, he has gems like that in that book, and they're all over. It's a crazy good book. You should really read it. Develop humility. I know you think you're humble. I promise you, you're not. If you just thought to yourself, as I said, develop humility. If you thought to yourself, I'm a pretty humble guy. You're not. Immediately, just right off rip, you're not. To be truly humble, your thoughts need to be humble. They need to be indifferent, selfless. If your thoughts are judgmental, arrogant, egotistical, selfish, lustful, you are not humble yet. The way to develop this humility is whenever you catch yourself thinking judgmental thoughts, for example. Remember, now keep in mind, don't prevent these thoughts from happening, because then they just force their way in. Always catch yourself. Don't block. Catch yourself thinking this and redirect those judgmental thoughts back to your understanding of humans. How we're all one species, how we're all supposed to work together. How we were born to help each other and cooperate. This takes repeated conscious effort, and it's not going to be like, it's difficult, because you're reframing the way your brain thinks. And I mean, all you are is your brain. To rewire your brain's own way of thinking is a difficult thing to do, but through repeated conscious effort and through patience, you can achieve it. And you will achieve true humility. If you go along, if you listen to what I say and you follow this path, you will achieve true humility. And you won't need to catch yourself thinking judgmental thoughts, because you won't be thinking them. When you see someone, you won't think, wow, they're fat as fuck, they should work out. Instead, you'll see them with indifference. You likely won't even be focused on them to begin with. One thing I have to say though is make sure that this doesn't lose its meaning. So make sure that when you're redirecting if you catch yourself like a lot of times and you're constantly like redirecting your thoughts, which is good, make sure that you don't let the place you're redirecting your thoughts to lose its meaning, because then the effort becomes meaningless. Like if I'm going to use that page as an example that I read when I wake up. If I wake up and then I just read it, but I'm not trying to understand it, I'm not looking at it in any deeper level. I'm just kind of reading it to get it over with, and then that's it. Over time, it loses its meaning. And so I wake up, I read it, but I don't even know what it says anymore. I'm looking at the words, but they're not processing. It's the same thing with your thoughts. A lot of times, it's very difficult for us to do something repeatedly and to find the same meaning and joy in it. So the first time you do this, you're gonna be really proud of yourself, but then once you catch yourself for the 20th time, you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna want to give up, because that's how we are. We don't like repeated, prolonged effort. But again, if you want this to truly work, you need to be committed. You need to try harder than you would normally try. Push yourself further than you would normally push. Push harder than you would normally push. That is the only way this is going to work. Whilst you let go, or whilst you gain your humility, you will lose your ignorance. Humility requires that you understand that you and everyone else around you is not as smart as they think they are. You're not as great as you think you are. That yes, you do have a lot of potential and you're capable of so many things, but that you're not there yet. And that you'll likely never be there. That there's always going to be something you can improve on. There's always potential that remains unfilled. It requires that you acknowledge your naivety about the world, your lack of wisdom, which I mean, once you accept that you're ignorant, you are no longer ignorant. Because when you understand that you need to learn and you go and seek out that knowledge, that is the moment that you let go of your ignorance. Ignorance is dangerous. Okay, this is the simple breakdown of what I just said. Ignorance is dangerous. Wisdom is the cure to ignorance. Wisdom can only be allowed entry to the mind if there is humility to accept that it needs wisdom. I'm gonna say that one more time because I feel like that didn't really make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna repeat it one more time, reword it. Ignorance is dangerous. Wisdom allowed entry to the mind cures ignorance. Humility is required for oneself to allow wisdom entry. Okay, so yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. The best type of wisdom one can obtain is philosophy. I made a whole video on this. I'll throw it up right now. It's like a 20-30 minute video going over how important philosophy is and why it is important. It is one of, I'm saying this again and I'll continue to say it until I die. Philosophy is one of, if not the most important thing you can ever learn. Philosophy is the foundation for all other thought. For all other important thought, you must have that base of philosophy. Whether it's interpreting the world, interpreting politics, the thoughts regarding these things that make the most sense, that are the most logical answers, the most logical interpretations of these issues, comes when you have that foundation of philosophy there to help you interpret, to help you make those interpretations. To be humble, to be open-minded, to be a good, intelligent person, you must be a philosopher to some extent, whether you realize it or not. This philosophy can be sought from really anywhere. That's another good thing, like one of the great things about philosophy is that it's not restricted to one circumstance or one place, one environment. Philosophy can be learned in any circumstance, in any position. You can seek this wisdom from yourself. You can attempt to interpret the world in your own manner and constantly challenge your own beliefs. You can get it from having discussions with your friends and family, having discussions with strangers, reading books by philosophers. This is how you attain that philosophical wisdom. If you want to see the most amount of development in yourself, you must do two things. One, find your purpose. This is easier said than done, I know. It'll take a while. It can take either months, years, or decades. But you must constantly work towards finding this purpose. And once you've found this purpose, once you understand what you're doing in your life, where you want to go, what direction you're supposed to go in, you must embark on that journey towards your purpose. For the next 5 years, focus completely on this goal and on nothing but this goal. Don't make room for indulging. Don't make room for selfish desires. Work towards this purpose. Purpose is so important because without purpose, you are directionless. You are lost, even if it doesn't feel like it. Once you sit down in your room and you think, what am I doing with myself? You are going to feel lost if you don't have a purpose. Without purpose, you're constantly being pulled in any and every direction. Just going with the flow. Becoming your own master can only be done, which, by the way, becoming your own master does not mean that you're able to act freely. Becoming your own master means that your mind is in control of itself. You don't feel desires to act lustfully, to act arrogantly, selfishly. Becoming your own master means that you're in control of your own conscience and your own body. Without purpose, you can never become your own master. Finding and working towards your purpose is what allows you to stop being pulled in all directions, to work towards one goal. To work towards one goal perilously. I think, is that how you pronounce it, perilously? That is why your most important duty is achieving, or not achieving, but finding and working towards this purpose. Achieving the purpose does not matter as much as actually finding it and working towards it. Obviously, you do want to still try to achieve it, or unless it's like a different purpose, it's a type of purpose where the next generation is supposed to complete it for you. Regardless, the most important thing is that you find out what you're supposed to do. Find out what you're gravitated towards, and then work towards it constantly. And don't get distracted. That is your most important duty. Remember that you are human, capable of nearly anything. Do not make excuses for yourself. Understand that every event in your life, no matter how minuscule, harbors some sort of life lesson for you. If you just open your eyes and let go of your pride, let go of your ego, you will find that everything in life is out there to teach you something. That every bad thing, every good thing that happens to you, it's a lesson in some way. You just need to look for it. Treat others as you would treat your own family, your own friends. Understand that everyone around you is a part of the same species, born to work together, born to cooperate. Be unafraid to challenge your own beliefs. And go out, seek discussions that may completely change your mind, may completely open your eyes to something you were previously unaware of. Challenge a belief that you've had for years. Embark on that frightening journey towards purpose. This is how you see results. You spend all your time studying, working, helping. Helping other people is a human's purpose. We were born to work together and to cooperate, to find solutions to problems together, to coexist. You must become selfless. Your wisdom, your philosophy, your purpose, all of it is meaningless if it is not done selflessly. If your purpose is achieved through arrogance, through pride, at the expense of others, if it's done selfishly, it's worth nothing. However, if a purpose is achieved through wisdom, through selflessness, through kind-heartedness, through compassion, through generosity, your purpose is worthy of being called a purpose. And you are being worthy of called a philosopher. It's going to be all for this video. Please let me know in the comments if there's any topics you want me to cover, if there's any questions you have. This channel's purpose is to help open eyes and minds, but that doesn't just apply to you guys, it applies to me too, because I understand that you as a viewer may know something that I don't. and I'm asking that you please share that with me. Yeah, I think that's it. No, I have a video. How it's called "We Need a Revolution" or "We Need a Second Civil War." So it's one of those two. But that video is gonna be out on, like, I'm hoping by the end of June, but if not, mid-July. So like around the end of June or end of June to mid-July. That's like that's the range that I'm expecting to be finished with, like recording, editing, all that, and like being able to actually post it. Because I made a huge ass script. I need to, turn that into video form, edit it, all that. So expect that. I'm still gonna be posting some other stuff, but right now that's like my biggest project, if you would even want to call it that. But yeah, that's it. So hope you guys have wow, I don't know what that was. Hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you are. And yeah, stay safe.